Hello everyone. So today we're taking the game that we built last time and packaging it into a desktop app so we can release it on Steam. Please check out our game studio, bignutsgames.com, and we have a few games on it. We have the Test of Insanity. We're also working on releasing a new game, the Worlds of Insanity. So let's get started. To remind about last time, we had this little runner game. Even a simple game like that, you can package it as a desktop app and then release it on Steam. So all we have are all the files, the assets. I created this little icon in Sprite. We have our HTML file and we have our JS file. So just like the bare minimum for the game to run inside the browser. But this time we don't want the game to simply run in the browser, we want to run it on the desktop. So first you need the npm.js. Head to nodejs.org and follow the instruction depending on your operating system. So this is the one for Mac. And then we're gonna be going into the folder and call npm install global electron. So the way we're gonna package our app is gonna be using Electron. What we're gonna need some code that tells us how to run the Electron app. So I'm gonna call it main.js. Codes require Electron function create window, browser window, the title, so hamster run game, the width, so I'm gonna choose 900, height 700, and we're gonna need an icon. Then load file index.html. When the app is ready, create the window. If we close all the window, this is mainly for Mac. Even if you close the window itself, sometimes the app is still running in the background. So this tells us that if we make the app active and there's no windows, create at least one. This is pretty good. Now I'm going back into the command line, main.js. All right, so we have our game now running within a desktop app. So this is all nice, but we don't really want to package Electron itself when we release our game on Steam. But at least this demonstrates that you can run your game without the browser. The next step, turn our project into a Node.js package. It's gonna make it easier for us to build. Even though I call it npm package, I use BunJS to do that. And this is the command to install Bun. And now I can run Bun init. So the name, hamster run, that's fine, entry point. Now we have all the files. There's a bunch of new files that got created. And we have this package.json. This one is important. First, let me remove the module because we don't. So this package.json is going to be used by Electron to figure out like what to do. Now I'm going to be adding a few extra stuff. So main is the entry point, and remember we use main.js for that. Okay, so this is where we configure how to build the app. Here you're gonna specify the list of files that you need in order to run the game. Okay. We're gonna need some extra dependencies because we're gonna be building our app with Electron. I shouldn't be really using latest. There you go. And then let's create our scripts. So this first script is gonna be just for testing our game. Let me just test that. Bun start. All right, so it's good to test your game before like packaging it. So here I can see that I missed something. I need to replace this require with import. And the reason is that we specify that our package is a module, so we need to use the right syntax for that. Now let's test again. Okay, the game is running, but it doesn't have the right icon yet. That's why I set up icon gen as a dependencies. Now let's create the script for building the icon. Build icons. So you need bun run every time you run a script, except for start. You can just say bun start, but for everything else you have to say bun run. Okay, now we have icons. We have a bunch of icons here. We have the ICNS, we have the app icon, everything nice. Next, we want to build our app and run electron-builder. So this is to build on Mac. Universal specifies that this should work on old Mac as well as Apple Silicon Mac. Set identity to null because we don't want to sign the app, and we don't want to do anything with publish. So now that we have the command, let's try it out. This is gonna use electron-builder to package our app, and it's gonna create the actual app. So we don't need to run Electron anymore to start our game. It takes quite a while, so just have some coffee while you wait. I'm gonna make some coffee. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I changed my mind because I think I had too much coffee tonight. So instead I made myself some nice sparkling water with syrup. Very good. It looks like a rosé, but it's not alcoholic. Just have to wait a bit. Let's see if we manage to create the file successfully. We have to go into the dist folder, Mac Universal, perfect. And let's execute hamster run. Okay, perfect. So now we successfully built a desktop app out of our game. You could already package this app, put it on Steam, but we only have the Mac version and we still want the game to be available in different OS. Unfortunately, if you run the Windows and Linux command from this computer, which is a Mac, it's not gonna produce a successful build. You actually need the Windows machine for that. We're not gonna be buying Windows machine and Linux machine for everything. Instead, what we're gonna be doing is using GitHub workflows to generate those apps. So I'm going to show you how to do it right now. You're going to need to set up GitHub. So go into github.com and sign up for an account. Most of you already have it, so I think it should be okay. But now I have my GitHub account already, and I'm going to create a new repository, hamster tutorial. I'm going to make it public. You can make it private if you want. Let's do a MIT license. Okay, there's a whole process of setting your Git locally. I'm using an app called SourceTree for that. Nice GUI that you can use instead of using the command line for Git. Try it out, it's free as well. First of all, Git init. So that creates my whole project into a Git repository. And let's add everything and commit. And next, we're gonna be pushing that into our repository. So all those little commands, I'm gonna have them in a blog post so you can refer to them very easily. So it's not master, it should be main, I think. Oh, this is very annoying. Let me just fix that with SourceTree. Yeah, sometimes I don't really want to deal with all the mess, and SourceTree makes it easy. So pull. If I push to main, that should work, right? No problem? Yeah, good. So now let's see what happened. We have our entire repository on github.com. Excellent. All our code is there. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set GitHub Pages. This is something nice for me. I have to have my game available on GitHub so I can test it very easily online. So here I set the website. This is building, but when this is ready, I'm going to be able to test the game online. So yeah, it's not ready yet. Let's move on. So the whole reason why I'm putting all the code into GitHub is because I want to use GitHub workflows to generate all the apps. So let me show you how to do that now. Creating folder here, .github, and another folder underneath, workflows. So it's gonna be annoying to type everything, so I'm just gonna copy it from somewhere. Again, if you need that code, it's available in a blog post somewhere. Or you can also check the repository where I have all this. Make sure we fix the branches, should be main, not master. Your game. So here I call my game hamster run. So this is the same name that you used in package.json. So just make sure you keep the same name. Here again, hamster run. Okay, so all set up. Before I push this, let me just check GitHub Pages. Now if I click, yeah. So now the game is also available online and you're gonna be able to test your game. I like to do that because that way it's easy to test. You better test your game before package it and then suddenly like there's a bunch of bugs that you need to fix. So back to our GitHub workflow. Now I think this is good to upload, so we're gonna be doing that. GitHub workflow. Okay, this one. Okay, so now what it's gonna do is create a workflow that gets executed every time the main branch gets updated. Every time you write some new code and push it, it's gonna execute this workflow. And I expect this to fail. So see, this one failed because there's a few more things I need to do. Let's go to settings, actions, general. Go all the way to the bottom, and here you can have the workflow permissions. You need to make sure to set to read and write. And here you can leave it as it is, that's fine, and save. That's number one. Number two, you need to associate a personal access token. So for that, you need to create the token. Go to settings and developer settings, personal access token. I'm just going to do fine-grained token. Okay, so from this page, create a new token. I'm just going to call it hamster run. Since this is temporary, I'm just going to put 7 days. We only need to access one repository, hamster tutorial. And we need to set the proper permissions. So the only permission that you need in this case is content, read and write access. And this one is mandatory, so it's going to be automatically set to read only. Now you can generate the token. In this page, make sure that you copy the token. So this whole thing right here, it needs to be copied. Later, if you come back to this page, you no longer have access to it. If you wanted access to that token again, you would have to regenerate it. Here, regenerate token, and then you get a new token. Now it's fine. I copied the token, so I can use it. Back to our project. Here, you're going to go into settings, go down to secrets and variables, and actions. And you're going to add a new secret for your action, new repository secrets. This is the name that I use in the GitHub workflow, so it has to be the same. And I'm going to paste the secret. So now if I commit something new, it's going to run the GitHub workflow again. But since I don't have anything to commit, I'm just going to do it manually. We run our job. There you go. And we're going to see if this works out. So notice create release already succeeded, and it's moving on to the next phase, which hopefully should work as well. But if we go into the repository, see right here, releases. So this is what it did. It created a little release. And the next step is going to be to create those artifacts and upload them in this release. So let's go back to our actions. Let's see what's going on. All right, so the whole process is done. Everything worked out correctly. Notice how long it took, 59 seconds for installing the dependencies and a minute and a half to build Windows. It's best that you do it in GitHub workflow, so you don't have to wait on your computer to finish. Now we can check the release. Yep, we have Linux, Mac, and Windows. Typically, this is what you're going to download. I'm just going to download the Mac one and then test it to make sure that it works correctly. Okay, let's run it now. Alrighty. So this works out well. And typically this is the files that you're gonna need to upload into Steam. I'm gonna show you quickly the process when you go into Steam. So here you go down to technical tools, edit Steamworks settings, you go to Steam pipe, build. And here there's a little link, it's a little bit hard to notice, but it says upload depots and zip directly without Steam command. Usually the process is to use Steam command, but I never really bothered to do that. I always upload it manually. Once you set up the proper depot, you can upload your files. So you're gonna have the Windows file, the Mac file, Linux file. So for example, for Mac, choose the file from here, pick the Mac build and upload. And then yeah, click upload. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like my content, please subscribe and give it a like. I hope to create some more content in the future for you. Thanks, see ya.